Hello, today's Thursday, the second day of October in 2025. I'm Jason Shapiro, Crowd Market Report, trying to figure that out. So, the stock market was up a little bit today, a little bit more than a little bit, the NASDAQ. This seems to be the new thing now, which is we come out weak in the morning, and then it rallies back instead of just opening up and going up like we've been doing most of the time. We now need to find some weakness in the morning so that it rallies back. And I guess that makes some sense because clearly the market's a little bit longer now than it was during most of this bull run. Although I wouldn't call them maximum crowded long or anything, but we need to get some, intraday shorts in so we can rally them back. And I also believe that you need this to happen a bunch so that anybody who tries to sell this weakness gets crushed, so that when eventually it's real, they won't be able to hold on to it. The market does not like to see people make money on the short side. So you got to get all these fake outs. And I don't know how long that'll last, but it's got to get to the point where people are like, I sold it, I lost money. I sold it, I lost money. I sold it, I lost money. And then one day it comes in and they're like, okay, I won't sell it this time. And then it will go down because then there won't be any shorts to cover. It's kind of how it works. And I think we're in the process of doing that now. It's not to say I think the market's topping necessarily in the next day or week or so, but I think we're getting close. In my view, I think the last part of the year, November, December, is going to be tough, I think. But we have to be patient. And we have to remember I could be completely wrong about that as well. This whole thing about wanting to short it. I've been talking about this forever during this whole bull market. And all those reasons have been getting even more so recently as we tune in and hear people talking about all the money that they made in September and all the money that they've made this year. And I've said this before as somebody who's been there, who's been a young trader, who has and was involved in a bull market and made a lot of money because I didn't really know any better. And I was super leveraged and made a lot more money than I should have. And then eventually gave it all back. And I saw people do that again in 2000. It was a similar thing. We saw a lot of people do that in 2021, a similar thing. It's the same cycle. And it'll happen again. But we can't sit here and be like, oh, all these morons I know are making a ton of money, therefore I'm going to short the market. Because it can last, I've been caught in that trap before. And it's fine if they make money. Just don't make money from me. So in other words, I'm not going to be shorting it just because that's happening. When the market confirms, when it gets very crowded, according to the data and all that, there will be a time. And I promise you, when that time comes, all this money that's being made by people who don't know what they're doing, if in fact they don't know what they're doing and they're just riding a bull market and they're just the latest group of geniuses in the latest bull market, then they will give that money back. It doesn't matter if people give it back today or next week or in a year or in 3 years. It doesn't matter when they give it all back. You give it all back. And in fact, the longer it takes, the worse it is because then you have less time to make it back. But that's a whole nother thing. All I'm really trying to say is you can't let that really be the main thing on your mind. You say fade people and, my brother-in-law who's a moron who's making a ton of money and I know he can't be right, so I'm going to go short. But like I say, any reason to do any trade is fine with me, but you always have to wait for the market to confirm it first. And we just haven't seen any confirmation in the stock market. I mean, the stock market closed at another all-time high today. That is not confirmation to go short. I'm sorry. That's the last thing that you want to do. So the NASDAQ closed at a new high today too. The Dow maybe closed at a new closing high today too. So, the tape is clear. I'm not saying it's time to shoot. And what I keep saying, and for people who have been following along, is if you are looking to short something, or you are looking to hedge some longs, the places to do it, in my view, first of all, is in the dollar stuff, the currencies, short the currencies. And that's been working. And it worked again today, even with the stock market up. Euro is down, right? And we know that people are super bearish dollar. So you can argue that there is positioning and sentiment, super short dollar. And so sort of buying dollar, you have that. And now you really are starting to have a decent market action in the dollar as well, right? It bottomed on Fed Day, and it's looked back a little bit, but it hasn't come there. And stocks, meanwhile, are making new highs. And the dollar, up until now, you can see, was going down as the stock market was going up, and now it's kind of stopped for now. And I think that's because it's gotten too crowded, and people have gotten too bearish. So if you're looking for a place to short this rally thing, I still think dollar's good. And if the dollar's going to go up, you could argue that the metals are going to go down. They haven't. Silver finally had a down day today, but came almost all the way right back. Gold had a down day today, came most of the way back. Gold is the one I would be focused on because it's the most crowded. It doesn't necessarily have to be that one, but silver tends to be more volatile, especially on the downside. But those are the places I'm much more interested in getting short at this point than stocks. That would be my thought. Okay. And Bitcoin, like I was talking about a couple days ago, really this day, has really turned and faced it. It was bad, and then all of a sudden got very good very quickly. Tape started to turn very good, and now it's following through to the good side. And we're almost back on all-time highs there. So there continues to be no real proof that this whole liquidity-driven everything is done yet. So trying to fade it is not working. So why do it's not working? Right? Like I said, if you're looking to fade it somewhere that is working, dollar, if that's what you must do. Okay. But other than that, I would sit tight and be patient if one is looking to go the other way with this, or join the party. Everything's going up. Most things are going up. I know Tesla kind of failed today on what we're seeing as some good news, but things gone up a lot. Was retesting sort of all-time highs here. Not a big surprise to see it fail there. Most things are going up, and I know it might seem ridiculous, and I know it's like, they're overvalued, and it's bubblish, and it's a frenzy, and all that, and it could be. But it's not time to short it yet. If you don't want to play from the long side, that's fine. But it's just not time to short it yet. And if you haven't been playing from the long side, and that's making you angry, and that makes you want to short it even more, you got to get rid of that emotion too, right? Wait for the market to confirm before you do something like that. In particular, when you're picking all-time forever highs in the stock market, all right? All right, so that's kind of what I would say. And we talk a lot about on the weekly newsletter and on our weekly talks and everything about what would be, a confirmation. What is it that's driving this market higher, the liquidity stuff, and how will we realize that the market is failing on that type of news? This is the stuff we're looking for in order to do that, right? But until then, I'd be very careful trying to short stocks. Okay, that's about it. There is no COT tomorrow, of course, because of the wonderful people that run our country. We'll still get paid, of course, but don't have to do any work. What do they care, right? So the COT will not come out tomorrow. We hope that they can get this settled so that they can start coming out with it again soon. But since there will be no COT tomorrow, and there will be no COT call tomorrow that we do every Friday afternoon, I will do one more of these videos tomorrow, just to talk about things. Okay. All right. So we'll see you then. I hope everyone's doing all right, and we'll talk soon. Thanks. Hi, I just wanted to say, if you like these daily videos, we do them 4 days a week, Monday through Thursday, for people, and it costs, $10 a month. And I try to include a lot of other lessons as I go through, as you see in the daily videos as well. For that $10 a month, you also get our COT charts on equity indices and crypto. So if you think that's worth it, give it a shot. All right. And we hope to see you there. Thanks.